Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this Saturday night's main event review and opinions video. So we'll go down the match scores. I'll give a few thoughts, but I mean, obviously we can go through your comments and I can kind of add as we kind of talk about different things. And obviously my overall show score as well. So Jade against Tiffany, good 85, you lot said. Cody against Drew, good 87. Dominik, Penta, Rusev, great 53. You really enjoyed that. And then this one was a bit of a surprise to me. CM Punk against Jey, you lot said was great 65. I found that to be quite surprising because I thought the match was pretty poor. Honestly, I mean, there was lots of conversations around how Jey was not looking that great. He was looking a bit gassed, how the chemistry just didn't seem to be there. I think the finishing sequences, those GTSs, all of that, I think that does a bit of work, right, for the score. Certainly CM Punk winning, I think, does some work for the score. I'd be very interested if we did that exact same match, but had Jey win, if that would have still got great 65%. I don't think it would, personally. So, score-wise, I don't know. I think the finish has a big influence on the score, the result. For example, Cody Drew, do that exact same match, but have Drew win. Is that match going to be scored good 87? I would imagine it would score a lot higher. So, yeah, I didn't feel like Cody Drew was that bad, good 87 bad, but equally I didn't think Punk Jey was that good, great 65 goods. I think by and large, I'm probably not a million miles away from the community. I would just lower some at here, raise some at there, just tweak a couple of bits. My score for this is like 7.25. I did wonder if I was going to get to 8, but I think I've ended up falling pretty well short. I think the reason for that is because Cody Drew was good, but not amazing. And I like the tease, the heel thing. I like, you know, us being in this grey area where Cody can say, look, I didn't know the belt was there. I didn't know the belt was there. You know, and when I hit you to get DQ'd in the other match, I mean, I was just in a blind rage. I mean, I wasn't looking to get DQ'd. I wasn't thinking at all. He can still sort of operate in that babyface realm, but equally, he could have got himself DQ'd on purpose, and he could have used the belt to have secured the win at Saturday night's main event. And so he could be like a heel, right? Using these kind of devious tricks to his advantage. It's funny, though, because if he is doing that on purpose, people will boo him for that. But those same people will then cheer Dominik Mysterio for doing the antics that he gets up to. So it is weird. It is weird. But that's a whole separate conversation. Really like the John Cena announcement. I think that really added to the show. And yeah, overall, as I said, I really enjoyed this 2 hours. Nothing outstayed its welcome. And as a result, I'm going to go 7.25. Right, I do want to get to your comments, though, because we got 40 odd to get through. So, Tapboy Grim said Drew losing was an L. Dom retaining was an L. Jade winning was an L. Punk winning was drama-free but predictable, but still better than Jey Uso. The wrestling was fine, but it was just another typical Saturday night's main event with mostly lame results. So, Tapboy not feeling it, giving it a 5. Love You Rascal said CM Punk new champ, Cena announcement, controversial finish, unnecessary amount of Post Malone moments, talking points. What else do you want? See you on Monday days. Shout out to you. 7 out of 10. Thank you, buds. Real John said, I thought it was very predictable, but not bad. I felt all the results were quite obvious. Cody, Drew, definitely going towards a rematch. Jade dominated Tiffany. Punk and Jey wasn't that good of a match, but I do like the end result. Dom retaining again was very obvious, so 6.5. Colton says, in my opinion, they needed to flip the card. Should have started with Jey Punk and then ended with Cody Drew. There was the baseball going on as well, wasn't there? Which I don't know how that impacted things. I think the game at the time of recording this is probably over now. I don't know who's won. But I don't really follow baseball. But I would be interested to know who had won that series, who had won the World Series. So I will try and seek that out once I'm done with this. I wonder if that had an impact on the order. Kayfabe Mark said, I thought it was good. It's giving questions about Cody's integrity of being a champion by cheating. Great and unexpected squash by Jade. Another creative Eddie-esque win for Dom. And Punk finally gets his flowers in the main event. Lack of commercials was great too. So solid A-. A minor. John R.P. said, I thought it was okay. Jade win did not have to be such one-sided though. I get it. Tiffany has been a great champ for over a year, and I thought she deserved better. I thought all in all it was a solid card. Main event was awesome, but in true WWE style, they spoiled the results if you watched the WrestleMania 42 promo. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know that those were meant to be seen as being the champions. I think they were probably just meant to kind of be the four that are going to be in big matches. But saying that, I think we know that Punk, Brock, Roman, Cody, they're going to be in big WrestleMania matches. So I didn't take it like these are the champs, you know, and these are going to be the matches. It'd be very interesting, actually, by the time we get to WrestleMania 42, to see what the matches are and how that kind of correlates to that teaser trailer. And then we'll know, won't they, if they kind of did spoil anything. Elite Pro Wrestling Forum said, good in-ring story with Cody Drew as expected. Jade definitely better as a heel. Unexpected dominant win with the correct finish. IC also okay with an obvious finish. Excited for the Last Time Is Now tournament. Great main event finish. Happy that Punk is back on top. Mid matches predicted 4 out of 4. 7 overall for Punk, says Elite Pro Wrestling Forum. Alfie said 7.5. I think all the matches were great. Loved the tournament for John's last match, so I think it was a great show. Adam said Punk versus Jey was kind of wonky, but more entertaining than I expected. Robbie said all 4 matches went the way I think most of us expected, but I still thought it was an okay show and I enjoyed it. Punk winning was made my night. It's finally his time as champion. Also, I can't wait for that Cena Last Time Is Now tournament. That is going to be huge. I completely agree. I think that tournament is going to be huge and I can't wait to find out who's going to be involved in that. Brady said it was great that we didn't have ads during matches. The finish of Cody versus Drew makes me think we will get one more match. I hope we get new matches in the SmackDown main event women's division and not just Tiffany and Jade again. Hoping Bianca. Someone asked me about that actually on X, and I was like, it's a shame Alexa isn't free. Because if Alexa was free, then I mean, she could potentially be the one to get the belt off Jade. I do think that person might end up being Bianca, but Alexa could certainly be a feud, even if she didn't win the belt. Perhaps Charlotte costs her in a dramatic moment or something, you know, and then that's how we get to Alexa Charlotte. That could be kind of it, or Nikki distracts, and that would be interesting. So, I don't know, I suppose there's still chance for us to do something there, but yeah, Alexa and Charlotte, 2 of the biggest females baby faces on SmackDown in a team. Do we need that team to keep going? They are good. It is fun, but Jade does need opponents. Or maybe we just need a draft. I don't think we're drowning with like babyface options on SmackDown at the moment. So something to food for thought, something to have a think about. Tracy said Saturday night's main event was good tonight. I gave the event a 7. Jesse said Saturday night's main event was fun. It focused on pure wrestling in a good way. We see a lot of talking on Raw and SmackDown, but sometimes the matches are really short or have interference. Crowd was quiet. Pleasantly surprised by the triple threat. John Cena video was great. Punk is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Fire. Thank you, Jesse. Taker 1990 said, I missed the live stream and now I'm meant to read your comment. Huh? You think that's how this works? And the ability to watch Saturday night's main event live. I'm watching it now. However, at work, we've got a huge Sony Party Bluetooth speaker. Therefore, I've paired my phone to it so I can hear Saturday night's main event and watch very small bits. From what I've heard, Saturday night's main event was about an 8. Shout out to you. Take a 1990. Shout out to you, buds. Mitchell, hello, said, honestly, it just felt like a regular episode of Raw or SmackDown. The women's match was, 8 minutes? No surprises or anything. Jade and Punk winning was expected. None of the matches blew me away, so I'm going to go 6-5. Fair. Okay, El Patata said, not one match exceeded a 2-star rating for me. Drew should have used his brain more. WWE booked Tiffany to be better than Jade when at 100%. They're scared to book Jade strong, so I don't expect anything from her reign. Cena tournament, I hope we get that sense of competition, dream/clean matches. Okay, El Patata, thank you. Silverback says, 8. Ending of Cody Drew was pretty lame. Jade's win was dominant and expected. I was glad to see it. Dom finding yet another way to cheat to win was hilarious. And Punk's finally winning and getting to keep the title this time. Let's effing go. Yeah, we are in the Punk era, aren't we? It's going to be very interesting. Because no one's getting that belt off him unless they beat him. There's no cash-ins or anything, is there? So he's the man. He's the guy. This is his world. Yeah. Raymond said, Daze, I've saved Saturday night's main event. It was good. I enjoyed every match as well. Cody winning and CM Punk winning. That was fire. I'm going to give it 8-5 for me. Shout out to you, my friend, and I'll see you Monday for Raw. Yeet. Alex said, didn't watch it, and I still didn't like it. Wow, Alex, thank you. Uncle Howdy will return, said, good show. Glad we got new champ. Also very excited to see which NXT superstar is going to be in the tournament. Hopefully we get John Cena at Survivor Series. Daze, have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you for Raw. Yeah, Uncle Howdy will return. See you there, buds. Okay, Elite Pro Wrestling Forum said, Daze, hear me out. Okay. Cena beats Dom for the IC title. Then Sheamus wins the tournament. He beats Cena in his last match. Both get their first IC title runs. Gunther stays in the world title hunt because he doesn't need the IC title. Thoughts? I'm not really interested in the IC title personally at all for John. I just don't think he needs it. I know he hasn't won it, but he is so far ahead of it. Like, the IC title is a mid-card belt. And I know that there's a lot of John Cena fans that want John to kind of collect all the belts and be a Grand Slam champ and everything, but I cannot stress enough, being a 17-time world champion, which no one else has ever achieved, is so far beyond winning the IC belt or even being a Grand Slam champ. I don't know, John Cena, 17-time world champion going into his last match as the IC champion. It's just a bit weird. John Cena's going to walk into his last ever match as a mid-card champion when he's the most decorated world champion we've ever seen. It's just weird. I think that's weird. And then he's going to take on Sheamus. And is that really the right last match? Sheamus, who's also towards the end of his career. I understand that Sheamus has never won the IC title, but he can get that anytime. We don't need John Cena's last match to be connected with Sheamus trying to win the IC title. Personally, for the reasons that I've just laid out, not the direction I would go, personally. But the streets are saying that John is going to face Dom, that he's going to beat Dom, and that he is going to walk in to his final match as the Intercontinental Champion. Chris said, Days, fun watch, 7.5. Sometimes predictable isn't a bad thing, as long as it's done right. I was just starting to enjoy Taffy time, and now it's over, just like that. Jade basically squashes Taffy time, and I'm down with Punk getting a proper title run in 2025. I'll take it, says Chris. Brendan says 1-3. Nico said it was a horrible show. Just kidding. It was fun. I think all the right people won, in my opinion. Not having to add mid-match helped. Oh, yeah, adverts helped the flow. I think and glad that CM Punk, hopefully they can book his title reign fun. The fallout on Raw should be interesting, and the Cena tournament, thumbs up. Robbie said it was okay. Corporate Cody cheated once again. Sick of Drew losing all of his big feuds. Jade winning in the manner that she did was exactly what was needed. The triple threat was match of the night. Congrats to Pepsi Phil for defeating Vacant and becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. I give the show... Where did this start? I mean, this must have been around for a while. I think it's some. Is it from basketball? Is it a basketball person that did it first? 6, 7? It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Daryl said 7 out of 10. Glad that we did get a new champ. Glad that it is CM Punk. The Cena tournament looks great. Hoping this could be where they push Ober in it. Maybe to a semi-final or even the final. Think that Gunther wins it though. Hopefully we get Orton soon for Cody. See you for Raw. Great stream as always. Thank you, my friends. Jason said, I can't bash this show. It's pretty good. Sure, the Jade match was a squash match, but it was okay. The show was kind of predictable. The setup was good. And what happened to the old school ref outfits? Yeah, they got rid of those. I think it was at the start of the year when we moved to Netflix. I think that's when they changed them. No, Jess, either. Oh, yeah. The main event was average, but it's a 7. Great show, said Jason. Jason, shout out to you. Cutie Pie Jelly Beans said, I enjoyed it. Wrestling Warrior said, I'm going to score it an 8. And there he is, look. There he is. Henry said, I think it was brilliant after 12 pints of Stella. I think this could be the best Saturday night of the year. Cody champ, yeet. Jade is champ, yeet. Dom is champ, yeet. And CM Punk is champ, no yeet. I really thought Jey was going to win. I'm happy for Punk. John Cena, I love him. Night. Good night, Henry. Hope you enjoyed your 12 pints of Stella. Nishi said, I actually love the show. I'm happy that CM Punk and Jade won. Dom's match was fantastic, and I'm sure that Drew will get his rematch. It wasn't like Crown Jewel as a PLE, but it is the best Saturday night's main event thus far. I'm going to give it an 8 as a Punk supporter. Nishi, thank you. FYI said, when we said Tiffany should drop the title, we didn't mean to Jade Cargill. There was zero crowd reaction other than a collective groan to her winning. Besides that, good matches all round regardless. Punk Uso was awesome. 6.5 tonight, said FYI. Thank you, buds. John Elite said a tournament to determine the final opponent for Cena. Yes, please. Wonder who from outside WWE will be in it. I was thinking TNA, AAA, that kind of thing. I think they count WWE as like Raw, NXT, SmackDown. So anything outside of that, I think, is like outside. So I'm thinking TNA especially, maybe a Joe Hendry. I could see Joe Hendry being in it. I don't know that there's any free agents that could go in. I don't think there's any free agents. I'm certainly not expecting like Edge or Jericho or anything like that. But I don't know. I can't wait to find out. I thought Rusev won the IC title when Dominik rang the bell. Yeah, it was good. Congrats to Jade and Punk. Las Vegas, Matt said, if you was going to take a title off of Tiffy, I'm finding it hard to believe that almost any woman on Raw would have been a better fit. Jade can't wrestle. She can't sell. She can't talk on the microphone. It's cringe. And what are we doing with Penta? So Las Vegas, Matt, with a 6. I think they've got high hopes with Jade. And, you know, it's one of those where I agree, you know, it's sink or swim, isn't it? I mean, they've put the belt on her and she has got to deliver now. So looking at her match quality, looking at her promos, there's not going to really be anywhere to hide. Triple H will know that. To be honest, there's not even loads of baby faces for her to go up against. I really think the big motivator here is because Bianca is very close to coming back. And I think Bianca coming back with Jade as the top women's champion very much puts them on a collision course. And look, I don't know that Jade's going to have this belt by Mania. This could really not work out and they might have to pivot. But I would think the plan penciled in for Mania 42 is Jade versus Bianca. I mean, we're in November. There's still a way to go, but I would think it would be something along those lines. T-Bone Gaming said, where was Jesse Ventura? Don't know, and I will look into that. Hopefully we can get something into Unseen over, like, you know, when that goes up. Uncle Revel said, 2 new champs. You would think this was a huge show, but it fell short. Jade squashing Tiffany is a travesty. So insulting. The triple threat was fun. Codeman doing Codeman things is stale. Punk winning now that Seth is off the radar makes sense. 6 for Uncle Revel. Blake02 said 7.5 for the show. Drew should have won, but WWE keep effing him around. CM Punk winning, though, has made my day. Wrestling fans since day one said Saturday night's main event was bad. 4. Good night, Daze. See you for Monday. See you Monday, buds. Wrestling fans said it was what I expected. 4 for 4 on predictions. Happy that CM Punk won the title. Nico said 7 out of 10. Dylan said, great Saturday night's main event. Cody and Drew was fun. Wanted Drew to win, though. Jade match, I actually liked. Definitely better as a heel. Triple threat was good. Dirty Dom still IC champ. Main event was good. CM Punk won. I said I hoped would happen in yesterday's review. So I'm going to give it a 7. Dylan, thank you. And JG said, I'm happy that Punk won the championship, but the rest was predictable. There we go. There we go. A lot of variety on the thoughts. So, yeah, it seems like some people enjoyed it. Up in the 7s. I think Nishi was at an 8. And then other people seemingly struggling. And, yeah, really not feeling this show. So, there we go. Very varied feedback on this one. And that is okay. That is okay. Let's see where we go from here. Obviously, we're approaching Survivor Series. That is the next show. Not that far away. It's obviously the end of this month, about 4 weeks. So we've got a little bit of a run now. We've definitely got some breathing room, right? Before we get to Survivor Series. So looking forward to this week coming up. Because we have got that breathing room. We can kind of put a few pieces where they need to go as we head towards Survivor Series. So... yeah, Survivor Series, Cena's last match, and other than Raws and SmackDowns, I think that's it for this year. So we are very much looking at the end now of 2025, a year that I don't think people will be too sad to say goodbye to in wrestling terms. So there we go, Saturday night's main event in the bag. Appreciate the feedback. Hopefully I'll see you next time, probably Monday, for Monday Night Raw. Bye for now.